Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right in today because we've got something truly fascinating to unpack. We're going to synthesize some incredibly profound texts that detail Islamic teachings on three core pillars: peace, prayer, and character. We're really going to look at how these elements interlock to build this structured rhythm of life for millions of people. I absolutely love breaking down complex ideas into clear, digestible pieces. And that's exactly what we're going to do today as we explore these ancient yet highly relevant source materials. So I want to hook you right away with a question. What actually comes to your mind when you hear the word Islam? Right, for some, maybe it's prayer or the Quran, but for a lot of folks, it's probably breaking news headlines, political debates, or media stereotypes. Today, I'm challenging us to put all of that aside. We're going to look right past the news banners and examine the foundational texts themselves to see exactly how this faith system approaches the concept of peace and human interaction.
Okay, let's dive into this. The very word Islam is deeply connected to the concept of submission to God, sure, but it also shares an Arabic root directly associated with peace and safety. And in the texts we're looking at, peace is framed as something way deeper than just, the absence of war. It isn't just a political state, it's an active architectural framework for how to live your life.
Section 1. The Rhythm of Remembrance.
According to these teachings, peace in a society doesn't just magically happen from the top down, it's an inside-out job. A peaceful society literally requires peaceful people. And that internal peace is anchored in a person's relationship with their creator. And that brings us to a massive number in this faith: 5. Just imagine the sheer dedication required to stop whatever you're doing, not just once a week, not just on holidays, but 5 times every single day. Before the sun even comes up over New York or right in the middle of the midday rush in Chicago, millions of Muslims are intentionally hitting pause on their lives for a very specific purpose.
And this brilliantly illustrates how these 5 daily prayers, known as Salah, create a continuous timeline of spiritual checkpoints. You've got Fajr before sunrise, Dhuhr at midday, Asr in the afternoon, Maghrib after sunset, and finally Isha at night. It's literally a rhythm of remembrance, from morning until night. It completely ensures that a person is repeatedly brought back to their spiritual center, breaking the day into these highly focused segments of worship. Think about the chaotic, screen-obsessed pull of our modern lives for a second. We are constantly bombarded. Notifications, endless emails, tight deadlines, traffic, worrying about our status. Now, contrast that with the practice of this prayer. It demands a hard pause. The phone? It can wait. The argument? It can wait. It's this quiet, unplugged focus where the worshiper stands before their creator, zeroing in on humility and ultimate purpose rather than the noisy distractions of the modern world. But it doesn't stop there. The physical setup of these prayers serves a massive social function too. In a mosque, there are absolutely 0 VIP sections. A business owner might be standing shoulder to shoulder with a construction worker, a top-tier doctor right next to a college student, a wealthy individual next to someone who has very little money. Standing in these rows actively strips away all societal hierarchy. In that specific moment, your human worth has absolutely nothing to do with fame or the size of your bank account. And this physical equalization culminates in what is called sujud, or prostration. This is the act of placing your forehead entirely on the ground. The texts describe this as the absolute most humble position a human being can possibly take. It forces everyone, executives, politicians, ordinary workers, to completely abandon their arrogance and bow in total physical and spiritual humility.
Section 2. Cultivating Inner Peace and Character.
So let's move to and see how this builds character, right? We've seen the internal, physical rituals, but the texts are super clear that these actions are not supposed to be empty exercises. And that raises a brilliant rhetorical question from the source material. If someone prays 5 times a day, but then goes out and treats people terribly, what is the actual purpose? The argument here is that if prayer doesn't make you more disciplined or if fasting doesn't teach you patience, something is critically missing. Rituals have to actively influence behavior. Because the true test of faith, that kicks in the exact moment a person leaves the mosque. It's in the everyday actions: how you treat your parents, how honestly you conduct your business, how you speak to a total stranger, what you do when literally nobody is watching. These ordinary, quiet moments are where the inner discipline of that prayer is supposed to actually manifest in the real world. The texts highlight this fascinating teaching from the Prophet Muhammad that totally redefines power. It states that true strength actually includes the ability to control yourself when you're angry. Think about how relevant that ancient teaching is today. In our modern era fueled by social media outrage and endless political division,
controlling your anger is presented here as a vital form of inner strength and an absolute prerequisite for societal peace.
Section 3, Mercy, Justice, and Forgiveness.
We are shifting now to the interpersonal teachings of the Quran, exploring how this inner peace directly impacts a person's interactions with the wider world. Muslims begin so many of their daily actions with the phrase Bismillah ar-Rahmanir ar-Rahim, which translates to, in the name of God, the most compassionate and most merciful. The texts emphasize that mercy isn't just some minor secondary quality. No way. It is absolutely central to Islam's spirituality. This foundational compassion is supposed to dictate how Muslims treat their family, their neighbors, and even their
लगता है मुझको नशा ये प्यार का
A society might look violent because people are too afraid to speak up, but that isn't true. The Quran commands believers to stand firmly for fairness, even when it's incredibly difficult, and even when it goes directly against their own interests. True justice requires awareness, especially
मुस्कुरा के बात करती हो
because when justice breaks down, we so
आदतें
often
खराब
see this
करती
deep,
हो
negative human loop. The cycle of
ना
revenge.
दिखो
It's simple
बेताब
but
लगता
devastating.
हूँ
Step 1. One person hurts
आशिक
another.
बेहिसाब
Step 2.
लगता
The second person responds in kind. Step 3.
ऐसा
The first
नशा
person
है
escalates.
तेरे
Suddenly,
दीदार
this
का
minor disagreement cascades
आशिक
into
हूँ
a lifelong
तेरा
generational
राजा
conflict.
बाजार का
To combat this, the text
लगता है
strongly
मुझको
against
नशा ये
forgiveness.
प्यार
Now, the
का
source material imparts that forgiveness is not about just pretending an injustice never
जिंदगी
happened or
हसीन
ignoring harm.
लगती है
Instead, it acts as a powerful circuit breaker.
जब
It
ये
is an
जालिम
active
प्यार
refusal to allow
होता
hatred
है
to control your heart, stopping that cycle of
सांसों
revenge
में
dead in its
सांस
tracks so that
आती
true
है
peace can actually be pursued.
जब तेरा
Section 4,
दीदार
human
होता
dignity and
है
diversity. Now, it's really
नखरा है
interesting to
ऐसा
understand outward
मेरी
to
सरकार
global
का
level. How do these texts use
आशिक हूँ
different
तेरा
religions?
राजा बाजार
The
का
Quran teaches that diverse
लगता है
religions are
मुझको
not enemies.
नशा ये
Rather,
प्यार
they
का
were intentionally made into different nations and tribes, specifically so that they may know one another. This is an
नखरा इसका टॉप पर आती है टिकटॉक पर नैनो से है नैन मिलाती लड़कों के है दिल जलाती पिंडी में है चर्चा इसका मेरा जितना खर्चा इसका मैंने बोला इसको मेट्रो में बिठाऊंगा कैपिटल ले जाऊंगा F7 भी घुमाऊंगा मोनाल भी दिखाऊंगा सेंटोरस भी ले जाऊंगा आशिक हूँ तेरा राजा बाजार का लगता है मुझको नशा ये प्यार का
It's designed to be an active, lifelong journey. That rhythm of daily prayer we talked about, it's meant to spark a direct outward transformation. It's meant to move a person
मौसमों
from
की
anger toward
बेकरारी
peace,
को
from selfishness toward generosity, from
आजमा
hatred
के
toward
जान
forgiveness, from injustice
जाओगी
toward fairness, and ultimately from
हिजर
inner
की
chaos toward a deep
आजमाइश
structural
में
peace with both God and the world.
एक दिन
I want to leave you with
पहचान
this final,
जाओगी
really provocative thought from our source text today. In a
कहना
world that
है
so
मेरे
desperately needs peace right now, perhaps our conversations shouldn't start with what separates us.
आशिक
Perhaps we
हूँ
should begin with
तेरा राजा
what can we learn
बाजार
from one
का
another about becoming better
लगता
humans?
है मुझको
Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep asking those big questions, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to unpack the ideas that shape our world.